Okay. So Nick mentioned Web 2.0, and I think when you look at Azure, very compelling in terms of the impact that it can have in terms of transforming how we think about composite applications. And certainly when I think about Azure AppFabric Service Bus, it's one of the least understood technologies, yet one of the most powerful, in my opinion.
Yes.
Working hard in the field and within the community to really tell a single AppFabric message.
Right.
And I think it's key because I think that what Web 2.0 did for the internet, I think that Azure and AppFabric combined can do for connected applications.
Part of the challenge, honestly, is that if you're coming from a hardcore, large-scale enterprise, you've worked with other message buses and such, and so you're kind of used to that paradigm of thinking and leveraging those feature sets. Whereas this is kind of the first time where you can just grab it without having to spend $1 million on a deployment, and it's just available to you on a subscription. So part of it is just they don't really know it's like this massively powerful machine. They don't really know what to do with it, but they know it's really powerful. So some of it's education about what you can do once you get it, and I think some of the work that you guys have been doing and several others have really been helping with that. I think getting some clarity just in terms of what problems we really want to focus on is something that we, Microsoft, need to really work on. To evolve that discussion down to there are certain problem spaces where these are really great places to drop it.
It's cool enough to think of this, internet scale pub sub channel, right? That's cool, but I think that what really elevates to the next level is, we've gotten drunk over the last decade on request response, right? We've been doing request response forever. This notion that I can send a message from a asset in the cloud on premise without having to punch outbound holes in my firewall is phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
and that's what I mean about that potential transformative technology.
Yeah, you're spot on, and I think one of the key scenarios I think going forward for any type of cloud development is going to be this hybrid scenario, right? I give a lot of talks, and I get asked all the time, are you trying to get us to shut down our data centers? Is this an all or nothing? We don't want to do rip and replace. And that's not the point. I don't see anybody decommissioning a data center in the near future. I mean, near future being years and years, right? If you're going to enable that hybrid scenario, communications is, okay, question one. If I'm not going to have stuff sitting next to each other on the same switch, how are they going to talk, right? So part of it is coming up with these patterns around, okay, well, there's certain apps that it makes just more sense. It's so much easier to leave the data where it is, move compute. Or it's easier to move a certain workflow or a certain stream out of the data center and run it. And so part of it is just coming up with all those patterns, right? If you have this type of problem, here's an approach. And the approach involves moving compute here and leveraging the fabric to do this. And look, it's way easier than what you thought.
And I think dream state would be, to arrive at a day where we have a single cockpit, right? And we're truly operating with location transparency.
Exactly.
On the cloud premise, it really doesn't matter. So
yeah, and there are several factors. I mean, some of it's legal, right? There's just compliance issues or legal restrictions that's going to drive the hybrid. I think some of it is, frankly, it's emotional. It's my stuff. I'm not quite ready to not own my stuff.
That's absolutely true.
But I had somebody tell me the other day, the funny thing is, everybody forgets, but in 1997, how many people were putting their credit cards online? It was a tiny percentage. It really was.
That's so true. And as David, I know can attest, and we talk, there's not many customers we talk to that don't have the chemistry for cloud, right? Our job is to help them find the psychology.